Hey guys, Mug 13 note. You need a fresh sheet of notebook paper. Today we're going to talk about subject-verb agreement. And here we go. Like always, name, date, period in the top right-hand corner. Across the top of our header, we are going to write in the full title of our mug notes, which is Mug 13, subject, predicate, aka verb, agreement. So in the last video, in the last mug, we talked about subjects as the noun or who or what our sentence is about. The predicate is the verb that the subject is carrying out. So here's the basic rule to subject-verb agreement. When we have a singular subject, we are to use a singular verb. A singular verb is the one that has an S added to it in the present tense. A plural subject takes a plural verb, and these might make a little more sense in context. So here we go. Here's the example. The list of items is or are on the desk. Which one of these verbs would be the most appropriate one to use that agrees with the subject? Well, first thing that we need to do is figure out what the subject is, and it's very easy for us because I already kind of did it by color coding and underlining. So the list is what our sentence is about. It's not about the items, it's not about the desk, it's about the list. So is there one list or more than one list? There's definitely one list. It says the list, not lists. So because we have a singular subject, we need to pick the singular verb. And out of these two, is our singular verb. That's the basic rule. Now there are 3 additional rules that we need to know to kind of help us to determine correct subject-verb agreement. Make sure you write down all the examples that come with this. So rule number 1. A subject will come before a phrase beginning with of. So, when we say a bouquet of roses lend color and fragrance to the room, what's going on in this sentence is that the writer has matched the verb lend with the word roses. But the problem with the sentence is that the roses is not the subject of the sentence. It's about the bouquet. So the bouquet is our subject. Our verb has to match the subject. Essentially, we should be able to take out the prepositional phrase here of roses. If we were to delete that or skip over it or cross it off or ignore it, our sentence should still make sense. It does not make sense to say a bouquet lend color and fragrance to the room. But it does make sense to say a bouquet lends color and fragrance to the room. So you should be able to delete these words in the middle and the sentence should ideally make sense. If it doesn't, you know that you're not picking the correct subject. You're not identifying the correct subject to match the verb with. Rule number 2 says 2 singular subjects that are connected by one of these words or a pair of these words will require a single verb. Again, these are going to make more sense when you see them in context. So here we have my aunt or my uncle is arriving by train today. Notice you have one aunt, one singular uncle. Because you have a singular subject here, a singular subject here, being joined by this word here, we have to use a single verb, singular verb. Same thing here. We only have one Juan. We only have one Destiny. Neither Juan nor Destiny is available. Again, we have to use the singular verb. Same thing here. Either Brianna or Mackenzie is helping today with stage decorations. There's only one Brianna, there's only one Mackenzie. So we have to use a single verb because these words, our subjects, are being joined by these words here. If you have any questions on Rule 2, do let me know. Same thing with Rule 1. I feel like the more practice and exposure you have to these, the easier it will be for you to kind of figure out subject-verb agreement for sentences like this and more. We have one more rule to go over with regards to subject-verb agreement. Here's the last one. So rule number 3 says the verb in an or, either or, or neither nor sentence agrees with the noun or pronoun closest to it. What does that mean? Well, take a look. Neither the plates nor the serving bowl goes on that shelf. So in this case, what we need to do is first identify our subject or subjects. In this case, we have the plates, the serving bowl. Now, because we are using the neither nor combination, and we have more than one subject, like we don't have just a single plate, we have multiple plates, and we have one bowl, we are going to make our verb agree with the noun that is closest to it. Now, because the word bowl, which is singular, is closest to the verb, we have to pick the singular version of the verb. Now, this sentence could easily have been swapped and written this way. Neither the serving bowl nor the plates go on that shelf. In this case, we're swapping the location of the plates. So instead of it coming first, it's coming last. And since the word plates right here is the closest to the verb, our verb has to match the word plates. So because we have a plural subject here, our verb must also be plural. And if you check back on the first slide of notes that we did here for subject-verb agreement, I told you that a singular verb is one that has the S added to it in the present tense. Plural verbs do not have the S added to them. So if you have any questions about subject-verb agreement, do let me know. We will do some practice with subject-verb agreement when we get to class next week.